A Starbucks parking lot, getting fired during COVID. Berkshire Hathaway no longer wanted me to be president of one of their small divisions. Here's what they didn't know. For years, I had been hiding something. The medication for my bipolar disorder that had changed everything. Those pills, they saved my life. Those pills got me sober. Those pills ended my suicidal thoughts. But those pills also took away my superpower. My 20-hour days became 8. My ability to see 17 patterns simultaneously gone. The manic confidence that could close any deal evaporated. I had gone from Tony Stark to Tony Stagnant. Sanity for success? Did I really have to choose? That wasn't fair. 2 years before getting fired, a billionaire had showed me the answer. I was on the medication. I was searching for a solution. But I was too busy being busy to see it. At 5 a.m., a diner with cracked vinyl seats and coffee that could strip paint, the billionaire said, "Show me your calendar." And I pulled it out, and I showed him 31 meetings in a single day. 31. He looked at my calendar like I'd just shown him a photo of my pet tarantula wearing a tutu. His face went through all 5 stages of grief in 3 seconds. "That's not a calendar," he said. "That is a confession. A confession that you don't know what matters." Then he showed me his. 3 things for an entire day for this billionaire. Poor people add, rich people multiply, and billionaires subtract. But I was addicted to addition. Meeting mania made me feel mighty. And when the medication was taken away, my manic energy, I substituted meetings for methodology. I mistook busy for breakthrough. I thought more meetings could replace my lost superpower. But I was wrong. "We're going in a different direction," they said in that Starbucks. What they really meant was, "You are no longer the guy we hired." And sitting in that parking lot, unemployed, right in the middle of a pandemic, the truth hit me. I wasn't a president. I was a professional meeting attendee who occasionally made decisions between calendar invites. And suddenly that billionaire breakfast came rushing back into my memory. So I did something that I had never done before. I tracked every hour of work from my previous month, every single hour. I tracked my 70-hour work week, actual work, productive, profitable actual work, 12 hours. The rest, meetings about meetings and emails about emails and anything I could fill my time with, as long as I wasn't actually solving a problem or producing profit. That's when I realized I hadn't lost my edge. I had just buried it under bullshit. So I reverse engineered my own brain and I weaponized my wiring. If I couldn't have natural hypomania, I would build artificial focus. You see, the 4% principle wasn't just about math. It was my medication's missing manual to help me get my hypomania back. 90 days later, I put my life savings into a small manufacturing company. They were trying to be everything to everybody, classic addiction. And here's what happened. This time, I systemized what I had learned from my bipolar and from the billionaire. I didn't add, I subtracted. I discovered something that would change everything. The 80-20 squared principle. And here's what it is. Everyone knows 80-20, right? That's cute. Try 496. I had 4% of my products funding the other 96%'s retirement party. I wasn't a CEO. I was running a product welfare system, like a project group at school, where one kid does everything while 96 others sit there and eat glue. Here's the real secret. 80-20 squared. 20% of the 20% equals the 4% that drives 64% of everything. Let that math sink in. At that company, we had dozens of SKUs, dozens and hundreds of customers, and I analyzed every combination. Just 4% of combinations drove all the profit. Everything else was negative. So we did something insane. We killed 60% of the SKUs. We fired 10% of our customers. Even though we had killed most of our products, we applied focused obsession on our top products and our top customers. Our revenue went up 50%. Our profits doubled. Less literally created more. We didn't shrink to greatness. We focused to fortune. Every morning at 5 p.m., before emails, before coffee, I now practice what I call the morning murder ritual. Every morning, I murder 3 things. 1 meeting that everyone attends, but no one knows why. 1 PowerPoint that killed more brain cells than my drinking ever did. 1 best practice that's really just we're too scared to change practice. Think about 3 things right now for a minute. 1, what's your biggest time vampire? 2, what's your top 4%? Your top 4% of customers, your top 4% of products. And 3, 1 assumption about the industry that you think might be wrong. If you don't act on those 3 things by Friday, you are choosing poverty over physics. You see, Americans, our businesses, waste almost $400 billion on meetings to discuss activities outside of their 4%. That's not inefficiency, that's insanity. While you're in meeting 7 about last week's meeting, a 26-year-old is building your replacement, focused only on your 4%.